Hey, Junie Bug. Hey, Taffy. I didn't mean to come on early. I was on my phone, and my phone clock is fast. So that's why I popped on early. Hey, Wom. I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me? Yeah, I've been keeping my eyes on that too, Junie. So, hey, Joy and Sarge. And I did say hey, Junie and Taffy, in case I was muted when I said that. Debbie, hey. How y'all doing? Oh, I don't see crime. Well, earlier she came on, like at 6:54, but she said she would try to make it back. She was exhausted. Hey, Nico. Yeah, he's watching football. He said he'd rewatch tomorrow. Aw, thanks, Taffy. I think everyone is too. I'm just waiting and seeing. You know who I've been missing? Ten Toes. I'm going to message her, make sure she's okay. And Kanga, of course. Um, I think she has a family member that's ill. Kanga does. I think that's what's going on with Kanga. Yeah, I don't watch football, so I'm not sure, Joy, when they. I mean, I do know they do Monday nights. Well, hey, Cher. So I was stuck between two cases, and this one stuck out the most to me for some reason. And you know what? I linked uh, Lord Narts, of course, he did an excellent job, but he had tons of links under his channel, so I could have just linked him and left it. But I had already linked a couple things, and of course he had the Crime Watch Daily under his. But that's what caught my eye was the True Crime Daily or Crime Watch Daily. Hey, band, how are you? Cool. Well, I hope everybody's day's been good. Mine was just long. Had to go to town. Took Mom to the doctor and had to get some things. My son's COVID test isn't back yet. You know, they say it's going to be back in a certain time, but it seems to take longer. But, well, so I've got some notes wrote down. And then I've also got a little article I can click over to. But so we are discussing Jessica Johnson, and of course the family is very suspicious, and I understand why. There are a lot of suspicious things about her death. Hey, Lake. Howdy. Oh, really, Debbie? I'm so sorry, but he's better now. Well, my son he doesn't have COVID symptoms. He has more like stomach fluish, aches and pains. But he went and got tested, so we'll find out, I guess. Good. I'm glad he's better. Okay, I haven't missed anybody, have I? Okay, so he had all the symptoms. Okay. Yeah, see, my son doesn't. He doesn't have he's still got his taste and smell. He doesn't have a fever. He doesn't have a sore throat. He doesn't have a cough. Now he does have the tightness of the chest. But so, okay, Jessica Johnson she was born in 1979 to Dave and Linda Appleton. And I forget the city, Horn Lake, Mississippi. She's got 2 children. And according to her family, she's raised them all by herself without child support. In 2017, she moved in with her parents. Now, they say she's, excuse me, they say that she was a fun, loving person, just beautiful all around, good-spirited, fun-spirited. Her kids were her whole world. And she was really picky, finicky about the men she dated, except for the last 2 she dated, which were, they said narcissistic, abusive. They referred to him as the bad boys. And I didn't agree with, I don't know if you guys watched thank you, Cher. Thank you, Debbie. I don't know if you guys watched any of the videos, but I know in the true crime video, I was kind of held back, or, by the way they judged the boyfriend even before, they just didn't think he was good enough for her because, the comments they made, like full of tattoos, certain things they said. And of course, me, I don't agree with that. Just because somebody has a lot of tattoos doesn't, I know a whole lot of good people. But anyway, so she left on May 31st. Hey, CRG. Okay. No, that's fine, Cher. But she left their house, the parents' house, May 31st, and to go and visit the on and off again boyfriend, which was Hart Garland. Now, I in the True Crime Daily, they said she was going to visit for a few days, but then in some articles it doesn't say that. But I'll tell you why that mattered to me, the few days. Anyways, they say that Hart, the relationship, the bad outweighed the good. He was physically and emotionally abusive. He, I'm sorry, got frog in my throat. But yeah, I've even got that wrote down. She was already planning to spend a few days with him. So, according to the roommate or the owner, they got in some kind of argument and stuff. And then the roommate, see, I get confused because there were multiple people living there, I guess. So then the roommate, hey, there's 10 Toes. Missed you, lady. I was just asking about you. But so they get in some kind of argument. The roommate says, according to the owner, that she tells him that she's going to kill herself with her shoestrings. But he brushed it off and goes back in and shuts the door. Then later on, she supposedly texts the owner and says, I just can't live like this anymore. I can't take the pain. In between all that, though, the mother says she does FaceTime her and tells her she will be home soon. Also, she calls a friend all hysterically. She's locked in the bathroom. Hey, Sharon. And tells her friend she needs her to come and get her. But then when her friend gets there, and she's there for about 35 minutes, I don't know what's going on there, but she doesn't leave, so the friend leaves. So, according to everybody in the house, she just vanishes. She leaves. They don't know what happened. They think she's just gone, right? Well, so the next day, a postal person finds her as they're delivering mail. like, I mean, I don't even want to say hanging because but she was up against the mailbox with the shoestrings around her and tied to the mailbox. So the postal worker freaks out and calls another postal worker for help. Why she didn't call 911, I don't know. That's a question pondering. So the other postal worker comes and they take pictures. And those pictures were given to the family. So the police do their investigation and they say ligature straining or hanging, if I strain, yeah. And then the medical examiner says suicide. They also said they didn't do an autopsy, but they did do a partial, and they found that out after they hired their own forensic specialist. But the police didn't do a very thorough investigation because they didn't even go up and talk to the people in the house. Yes, Nico did. Oh, wait. Is your eyes better, Nico? I hope so. And Debbie says, I was looking at the picture of how they found her, and I don't see how she could have. Right. I mean, it's a mailbox that you see on a lot of rural roads, or even in town now in subdivisions they have. You know how low those are to the ground? Those poles. And then the way it was on her, she was on her knees. She had her purse with her. But the police didn't go and talk to anybody in that house. They didn't ask to look at their camera. And my biggest thing is, okay, first, let me go back to, she said she was planning to spend a few days with Garland, her on again, off again boyfriend. But she didn't because, her phone texted her son at 3:29 the morning she died, and they said, the forensic specialist said she would have already been dead. Or, it wasn't her that did it. My question was, why would she have even texted? Because the text said, I'm going to spend the day with G. But in my thinking, why would she have texted her son and said that if they all knew she was going to be with him for a few days? But then I did later see where she FaceTimed her mom, so maybe. But here's the big thing too, is that they didn't keep any of her things for evidence. They returned everything to the family. They lost the shoestrings. They returned her clothes in a biohazard bag to the funeral home, so they got burnt. The family did cremate her because they didn't have the money. You know, they regret it now, but that's what they had to do. But before that, they could have used her fingerprint to get into the phone, and they didn't do that. The cops didn't. But also, so he changed the code. They say Garland changed the code on the phone so nobody can get into her phone. So the family, at the time of all this, the latest update and everything, they were working with Apple through court and stuff. But here, come on, guys, a real police investigation. We all know cops can get in phones. So why didn't they? Hey, crime. And that's true, Tin. He did. Sorry, Joy, I don't believe that one. What, crime? Taffy said, I saw somewhere on YouTube where her mom said she couldn't tie her shoes and always wore some kind of slip on, so she knew that she couldn't have. I think I saw that too. Also, they found the forensic specialist found blood splatter on her shoe. And then there were all kinds of bruises on her arm, holes in her hands. There's just a lot of suspicion surrounding it. I don't, I mean, I don't know. The phone part really gets me. I mean, you can, cops can get into phones, whether there's a code or not. They could. But he, he spoke finally to True Crime Daily. The boyfriend did. And he said he didn't do it. I mean, he's not going to admit to it if he did, but that was the first time he ever spoke, though. And his girlfriend at that time said, I know he didn't do it because he was here with me. And I know she's lying about this, guys, because she said, I know he didn't do it because he was here with me before sun went down and stayed with me before, but that can't be true if he was there with her and all the, his room, or the owner of the house knew he was there. She called her friend to come get her, and I don't know. Okay, Cher. Well, I missed that part. Shoes were found in her closet without the shoestrings. I missed that part. I thought they found the shoes up. Hmm. Well, now that's interesting. The owner doesn't want his identity out there either for some reason. But I mean, everybody knows the house. Everybody knows. Everybody that was there knows. I mean, obviously, people know his identity. Welcome back, Cher. I just think there could have been more investigating, and there was no. If her hair was in between the strings were around her hair, and there was not. If she would have died from strangulation, there should have been a mark on her neck. There wasn't. It was on her jaw, her cheek. What crime? I don't see no trolls. I just see my peeps. Interesting, but that could have been staged. Who knows? 10 says he said he was getting death threats. Yeah, yeah, I saw that on Lord and Arch. You're right, 10. Yeah, they thought it was a footprint. And Lord and Arch said he didn't really think it was, but it could be. I mean, it kind of does look like it's definitely something. I mean, I don't know how they explain all those bruises on her. It's all strange. I mean, I don't know what y'all think. It's opinion time. It was short, wasn't it? Discussion opinion time. Because then I've got to I've got something else. Maybe. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I have to ask somebody. Oh, I thought you were saying trolls. I thought you were saying there were trolls. Yeah, he wanted his identity private, but I mean, still. Hello, Hubs. Taff thinks she was murdered. I mean, I think I'm going to go that way too. Again. I think it was staged. And I don't know if drugs are surrounding it. I kind of think maybe. Nobody wants to talk. And I'm just throwing that out there because obviously just looks really fishy to me because how could she have hung herself like that? I think the boyfriend killed her. Yeah. Or, I mean, could have been, more than one involved. And, I mean, and like, I think it was Godwin, the forensic guy, that said it's going to take somebody to talk, word of mouth. And how did people drive by there? The weeds were tall, but not that tall. Wasn't like they would hide her. It's like nobody saw. people were coming and going from that house even, and they didn't see her. Right, like it does. Details on what, Joy? Right, 10. Right. And they really regret that. The family, it cremated her because it was the least expensive way, and they didn't have the money for a normal funeral. But Debbie, it's. I'm not saying you can't OD on meth, but I think it would take a lot. But now they found Xanax in her system too. So I don't know if, the mixture or how much they found. They didn't say. Well, they think the boyfriend, the family thinks the boyfriend, Joy. I know, Wom, right? But they still could have investigated more. I mean, like I said, they returned all the property, and that phone could give lots of information, and they can get into it. You're correct, Band, and that's what the family thinks. They think because of that, they kind of just looked away. Okay, Wom. Everybody deserves justice. Well, I think, it can probably can cause a heart attack, but it's not like, other drugs. Yep, Wombat getting coffee. Yep, they can get into phones. That I'm not sure, Band. Okay, 10. Thanks for stopping in. We miss you. Wow, Joy. Yeah, it can cause, I know. Much love, 10. And that's probably true too, Band. I can believe that. Really, Debbie. Well, did he get in trouble? I hope. Yeah, that is awful. I'm so sorry, Debbie. And that's an awful thing to say to somebody too. Well, good. I'm glad of that. I don't think they should have said that. Oh, wow, Sharon. That's sad, Debbie. I'm so sorry. So, well, I have a question for someone. You're welcome, Debbie. Hey, Band, I got your email. Are you prepared tonight or you want to do it tomorrow? I just got it before I went live. Tonight? All right. Um, okay, now I got to figure out how to do this. It's not going to be hard. Hold on. Okay, invite. Okay. All right, Band. Check your email. It should be there. Oh, and you can turn your camera off if you want to, Band, when you come in. I'm glad I checked it. I'm bad at checking my email and my messages. It's so quiet, guys. We're waiting for the boing. Clear my bar up there. Oh, there he is, guys. And there he is. Hey,
Mute you here, and we'll go. There we go.
how are you?
Oh, I just had dinner, so I'm doing pretty good, really.
Well, this is a pleasure. Everybody, welcome James.
Thanks for having me. Um, yeah, we had talked about last time. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can everybody else hear him okay?
So I've always been in the true crime. I read a lot. Johnny Douglas, I absolutely love. Um, but my sister, when I was like 8 years old. She's 10 or 11 years older than me, depending on the time of the year, right?
Uh
But so she was a terror as a teenager. My poor mother.
huh.
But she's great now. But um, so my sister just ran around. We so my entire family is from Lafayette, Indiana, and then my dad got a job in Fort Wayne. And then after my dad passed away, um, we like moved out to the country, and then um, I moved back to Lafayette to help my grandma after that. So that's why I'm here now. Met my wife and all that stuff. But so my sister just kind of ran the streets of Fort Wayne, did whatever she wanted, and she thought it'd be a good idea to go to Phoenix, Arizona. Just something she wanted to do, and she was out walking one night and got grabbed and thrown into a van.
Mm.
This guy took her to a house, an abandoned house he had prepared. Um, and I'm going to be a little bit graphic just for honesty's sake, and as a warning to people. Women carry mace. Teach your daughters, to carry mace or kick in the face or whatever it takes to get away, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
But my sister got grabbed by this guy, taken to this house, and he like sodomized her with a baseball bat,
Oh,
and
goodness.
she had to wear a colostomy bag when she got back home for a long time, and like was cutting her and pouring bleach in the cuts.
Mm.
And my sister started singing Jesus Loves Me, Yes I Know. And this guy sang along with her, and then like ran out of bleach and was like bawling, crying. And he's like, I'm gonna go get more bleach. And he had it so he leaves, and the house is like locked because he like set it up so she couldn't really escape. So she jumped through the glass window, like a larger, picture window, and ran into the street. And somebody stopped and helped her. And yeah, she survived. Um, Thankfully, I just remember I was so young. I didn't know much about it until later in life when my mom told me more. And I don't talk to my sister about it because it's if she wanted to, she could talk to me about it, but that kind of thing. Um, they told her it was a serial killer, and now we don't know if he was ever caught. And I've actually tried to look up the case. This was the late 80s, so it was like 88 or 89 when it happened. And I need to ask my mom again so I can do a better search. But yeah, it's just she got so lucky.
Yes, she did. That is that's a horrifying story, and yeah, I'm glad she got free.
Yeah, yeah. I and she was just, she just thought she could walk around and not worry too much because that's how she. Fort Wayne is pretty bad. Like I
Mm.
remember my mom having to go pick her up from some really bad places in Fort Wayne where we were scared to death. You know what I mean? So my sister was like fearless. So I, again, my poor mother. But yeah, it's know your surroundings. Um, do whatever you can to escape something like that if it ever happens. It's the worst thing ever for a woman to have to experience. I don't know. There's probably more that I don't know that happened to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably stuff she didn't even tell my mom. But yeah. So that's kind of what my lifelong uh, true crime kind of stuff is about. I actually I smoked too much weed in my early 20s, so I never joined like law enforcement or anything. And but I work in computer forensics, and which is a similar thing. I hunt bad guys, you know what I mean, and
Uh-huh.
I have to prove, or attempt to prove how the a crime took place and things like that, how to fix the issues, and it's a comparable field sometimes. I think my analysis skills can um, copy over to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, um, so I mean, but so this guy, you're not sure if he got caught.
we have no idea. I I'm sure they, honestly don't know if my sister even saw him, like if she was
Yeah.
blindfolded or anything.
Right.
I've never, I don't think about this stuff too much.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you know,
Exactly.
when it comes to your own family. Um, I There's a really neat and supportive kind of family I've found in true crime on YouTube surrounding like the Delphi murders. I remember when it happened, and I didn't really start, uh, getting into the YouTube stuff until about a year ago. I think it was after that presser when it just seemed to me I'd been reading some John Douglas, and I was like, this seems like the behavioral science unit put this together and things like that. I found like this whole, you know what? There's the trolls even interest me in a weird way. It's a very fascinating culture, the YouTube true crime. Well, how do you feel about that kind of stuff?
About the trolls.
Yeah, nobody likes it, but it's still fascinating, and I think I don't know, it's just this whole other thing. And then I like to see when people come together, like your chat is always great, and people are always really supportive of you. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I have a nice community. I mean, they're always really sweet and welcoming, and they're really they are very supportive. Um,
I
I
never see videos like other YouTubers making videos about you.
there
Oh,
was
maybe
one.
once. Maybe once.
Yeah, there was that one. Um, I don't like drama. Um, so I try to stay out of that.
Excuse me.
Um, and I try to stay out of everybody's business. Like, I don't care what people are doing on their channels, even if it's, you know, I mean, I know there's channels that are crazy and they might be doing things that aren't, but it's not my business. So I just stay out of it.
I feel like they could make a successful Netflix show about it. I don't know. That's just me.
But so you say you're from Lafayette and you live in Lafayette now.
Well, so like generations of my family lived in Lafayette, and when I was when my mom was pregnant with me, my father got a job in Fort Wayne. So I lived about 9 years in Fort Wayne, and then 9 years in Markle, Indiana, which is south of Fort Wayne, and then the rest of my life here in Lafayette.
Yeah, because that's where I was born and raised.
Where at Lafayette?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I grew up in Carroll County, like in the summers and on weekends, at my relatives.
I've
And
got uncles and cousins out that way.
so
Um,
that was part of the reason I moved this way. But yeah, Lafayette is something now.
yeah,
Big
it's
city.
it's pretty safe, but same time, it sometimes it doesn't feel like it's safe.
Um, but I have been to Fort Wayne a few times in my life, and um, it was usually in the daytime though. But it's huge, so and of course, I mean, I hear about the crime, so
I try to remember the good things, like the library and Coney Island and Powers Burgers and Zestos, and you can tell I like food. Anyway,
I do too.
there's a roller rink in my youth we went to a lot in Waynedale.
Yeah, Lafayette used to have two nice skating rinks, and they took one closed probably for I don't really know why they closed that one. The owners got really old, and then the other they closed down and put a bar there. And it's like, okay, nothing for the kids.
We have so many bars here. Yeah, uh, that's pretty much all there is to do is drink.
Yeah,
I, as a in your early 20s or, you know, but yeah, Freckle Joy. Yeah, that would be great. Late 80s. I'm sure. God, some of the things I talked about are definitely probably signatures. Um, a lot of these where modus operandi is. I think a lot of people talk about this, but they kind of get them mixed up or confused. I like to talk about it, the differences between modus operandi and signature, where the MO is like what it takes to get the crime done. And then a signature is what emotionally satisfies the criminal.
that's interesting.
Yeah, so it's like not what I mean, to murder somebody, you don't have to do certain things. posing or you know, torture, things like that. Um, so that's more of a signature. So I would think something like that, and especially the bleach part with my sister would be, yeah, Freckle Joy. I think those would be unique, probably. It'd be really awesome if I could, you know, tell my sister the guy had been caught and died in prison or something, you know.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, that's my story. I hope nobody ever has to go through anything like that, and you know, and I hope no one's loved ones have to either. It's it's a weird thing. Um, just some people are, uh, what is that called? The triad. They used to think there was like head injury, like a terrible childhood, and like enuresis or bedwetting were like
Yeah.
three signs of serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And some people say that.
there's like, I think it's both nature and nurture. Yeah, we could classify it as good and evil or something like that, but I don't necessarily, you know, some of these people have been raised in good homes, but we don't know what went on. You know, we don't know what we don't know necessarily.
Right. I agree. I mean, yeah.
Um, she was 18 in the late 80s. She was born in, God, you're going to call me out on this. uh, yeah, she was, oh, my son's having an allergic reaction. I thank you so much for your time. I
Oh, okay.
check on him.
Yeah, you better go. Thanks so much, band. And I'm so
Thank you very
glad
much.
that your sister got away.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Thank you for coming on and sharing.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Well, that was brave of him, and that was, that is, I think, yeah. Um, wow. Very, yeah, like sad. Um, I hope that he can find out somehow. That would be awesome if he could find out that he did get caught. Yeah. Hey, Sarge again. And crime. But that was brave of him to come on here and tell that. Really brave. I'm kind of a loss for words, guys. Oh, I'm okay, West. How are you? So, I mean, I'm just glad that she survived. Yeah, very brave, very sad story. I am too, actually. I'm tired too. Yes, like, I know, right? I was just thinking that, West. It's like, man alive. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't. I cannot. I'll never, ever understand what is wrong with people. And all I know is karma will get them. And hopefully, it already has gotten that person. Yep. Yep, Sarge. So, um, I don't know why I just don't get a hold of Incog, but anybody know if she's going on tomorrow? Lake says, I wonder if other crimes happen in that area. I know. But if you go back that far, if you think, back then, I was thinking, but he said Fort Wayne was bad back then, even. But I was thinking, back in those days, you probably did feel safe walking around. I mean, I know I did, and well, no, I wasn't old enough yet. In the Wait a minute, yes, I was. Um, I mean, I know in Lafayette back then. What do you mean you don't hear about them? I mean, well, I haven't been talking about them. We could. Yes, he is, West, and he's very nice. He's very nice. I hear about him, Joy, but I don't. I guess I haven't talked about him. Really, Sharon? Really, Joy? Hmm. Yeah, he's very nice. Well, I'm sure there still are, Joy. I mean, I know there are. Oh yeah, no politics. Um, but yeah, there's serial killers amongst us everywhere. Really, share? Yeah, things happened back then, but I don't know. I just remember Lafayette. It was like, I mean, it was kind of like, how they talked about Delphi before the girls' murders. We left our doors unlocked. We left our cars unlocked. And then what? The last 15 years, maybe, man. But it's not like, I don't know. I mean, that's one of the reasons I moved because of crime. But like Lake said, unfortunately, really no place is safe. Yeah, he's a good sheriff, Sharon. No, that's true, Wes. He was caught and in the news, and we know he's definitely killed too. Yeah, Sharon. Everywhere. Oh, you're talking about Golden Skate. I GSK. I thought it said. See, my eyes are bad, guys. I thought it said GK. Yeah, Golden Skate Killer. Yeah, right. Like, and then I see these people at in parking lots, women by themselves getting in their cars, and they'll get in and they'll leave their door open and they just take their time and they'll just sit there for a while and and I'm like, oh, I just want to scream at them, hurry up, close your freaking door. You're just wide open for, I mean, because stuff like that happens. I mean, it's happened at Walmart in Lafayette. I mean, anyway, they make me a nervous wreck when they do that. I just want to scream at them or run over there and shove their door shut. Right, like, GSK was three different California serial killers all over the news when I was a kid. Very scary. Yeah, in more ways than one. Many, many, many ways. Well, guys, I think I'm going to make this short tonight. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to eat dinner and probably check in Louisville. And then might just chill with my dogs and watch some TV for a change. Closed bars and taking out the trash by myself for a long time. Most of the time in an alley, I was never scared, but I would be now. Yeah, you better. Okay, guys, you have a good night, okay? It's still early, so you can all catch some TV or something. Relax, chill. Check out some other true crime. So sweet dreams. I don't know if I'm on tomorrow or not. I gotta check with Incog and see what's going on. Yes. Prayers for more for you. Prayers for Louisville, our country, Guam. Am I missing anybody? Prayers for Band and his sister in that situation. All right, guys. All right. Good night, guys. Have a good night. And thanks for hanging. I'll say it again, Cher. Good night. Yes. Justice for Ray. Prayers for Ray. Prayers for their family. Oh, prayers for Cher's mama. All right. Good night. And God bless.